What's up, guys? Today I want to show you a video of a training session that myself and Kayla did the other day with a couple dogs. They're real close to the end of their time with us here. They're almost ready to go home, but they both still need a lot of exposure and experience working around other dogs, more specifically walking in a heel past other dogs before they're ready to go home. We want to make sure that they're as reliable as possible for the owners when they go home, especially Winnie. You'll see in this video, she's the dog that I'm working with. She's a young dog, still pretty immature, and she is really struggling to just keep it under control when she walks past other dogs. She's not trying to be bad or mean or stubborn or anything like that. She just is who she is. She's also a very sensitive dog, very submissive at times. She just likes life too much. So what you're going to see here in this video is how I am showing her what I want her to do when we're walking past other dogs. She's not perfect. You'll see she struggles a lot, and I'll point out all the times that she struggles. You'll see all the mistakes she makes. Pay attention to how I'm handling it. A lot of people assume once you've taught a dog to do something like how to walk in a heel, which she can without that other dog there, inside or outside, if there isn't another dog or person there present tempting her, she can walk in a picture perfect off-leash heel all day long. But as soon as you increase the difficulty, in this case putting another dog into the picture for her, we have to make sure that we have first taught her what we expect her to do in this situation, in this scenario, before we start excessively punishing her actions. A lot of people and a lot of trainers in this same scenario would probably be lighting her up with the e-collar or yanking on her neck with a prong collar or a choke collar because she's being stubborn and disrespectful. She's not doing any of that. She's just being a young dog and trying to see what her left and right boundaries are. It's my job to teach her that. Now, I am using the e-collar at times, and if you pay attention, you'll see when and how often I'm using it more as a communication tool at this point, more as a reminder of where she's supposed to be. So if she breaks the heel, I'm either verbally or physically helping her, as in talking to her, encouraging her, patting my leg, giving her some food lures or prompts to show her where she's supposed to be. Literally all I'm doing is saying, nope, not that, this instead. It's going to take time for her to process all this stuff. If I just crank that dial on the e-collar up and fry her because she messed up one time, she's going to look at that other dog like it's the enemy. Every time I walk past another dog, she's going to think that she's going to get in trouble, and then she's going to start. That's where you see a lot of dogs will, if they've been attempted or someone has attempted to teach them that way, when you're walking past another person or another dog, you'll notice they start to go behind you or to the other side to get away from the dog. They don't understand that it was them breaking that heel position. Again, a heel position is a position relative to you within a foot or so of our left leg is how we teach it. If they break from that position, and I just overly correct her before she really understands what she even did wrong, she's going to just despise this entire situation and shut down and look like crap. And maybe she'll get the picture eventually of like, just glue yourself to my left leg and we'll walk past the other dog, but she's going to look like complete garbage doing it. And that's not the point. The point is to make sure that she can do this on her own, that she fully understands that it is her responsibility to stay where she's at. She is in control of the outcome and the consequences for her actions. It's not fair to her yet for me to start applying high level consequences or punishment or anything to this. It's just not. So let's go ahead and take a look at this, and I'll kind of walk you guys through what I'm doing, what she's doing. So that's Winnie there with me. As you can already see here, she's trying her darndest to stay with me, but that other dog, man, is tempting. That's Kayla and Nico in the background. Very similar point in their training process, just two different dogs. Nico's also a pretty sensitive dog. As you can kind of see by his body language, there'll be moments when he appears to be uncertain of his actions. You'll also see Kayla kind of remedy that by reassuring him what he's supposed to be doing. You'll see his body language relax, and then he'll go back to being excited. And here with Winnie, she's looking back at the other dog, She's like, she's conflicted. She knows she's supposed to stay next to me. She knows that's what I want, but every ounce of her being is telling her to run over and go see that other dog. She's a hyper-friendly dog with other dogs. Not every dog enjoys how friendly she is. She's that type of dog. You know the ones I'm talking about. The point of this exercise is to show her what she's supposed to do, what I expect her to do when we walk past other dogs. So I want you to look at this as part of the teaching process. This is not proofing or working with distractions in the sense that I'm going to expect you to do the stuff that I've taught you. Yes, she knows heel, sit, stay, come, all these things. The purpose of this exercise, though, is to give her enough exposure and experience doing these things around another dog or with another dog being in the picture in a way that is going to ultimately build confidence in her actions. So you'll see me here kind of like really trying to engage with her when I reward her, trying to keep her focus on me. We did a lot of work in the early stages of training, and we always do, building our reward system, teaching the dogs how to fully understand that when I say yes, that means bingo, you did the correct thing, come to me to get your food. They're obsessed with the game. That reward event is the only thing that's keeping her from running over to that other dog. And you'll see her later on in the video. You'll see her actually break the heel and run over to Nico, and you'll see how I handle it. It's not ideal, but we want them to feel comfortable making mistakes here as long as they know how to correct up on them. And then when we rinse and repeat and we do it again, we see the understanding of what they're supposed to do. And then from here, it's just time, repetition, and effort. We just continue to rep this out until she's more proficient at walking past the other dog while maintaining the focus on me. Now, we're not always going to be expecting the dogs here to just be walking with me like a robot, like 24/7. The point here is to make sure that the owners have the ability to get her into a very specific position. In this case, it's heel, and to stay there if they need to. Maybe the other dog you're walking by is unruly, or maybe they're not friendly, or maybe they're scared and you're a dog like Winnie that wants to run up to every dog. Do you have the ability to say, no, not right now, do this instead? That's really what our main goal is here. Now, when I do these right turns, she's supposed to hang right by my right leg and turn with me. You'll see her make a lot of mistakes there, so I just rinse and repeat and do it again until she gets it right. That's a nice focused heel right there. She does a lot of leaning on me. I don't really care at this point. We're not doing competition training. I want it to be reliable. As long as she's not doing it in a way that is detrimental to her performance, I don't care. What I'm looking more for is confidence in her efforts. I want the clarity of purpose. I want her to show me that she knows what she's supposed to do, and to be able to do it even in the face of something that is, like, again, every ounce of her DNA is telling her to run over to that other dog. She wants to so bad. It's obviously not the ideal time of year to be doing this either. It's hard to walk around in the snow like this. Our hands are cold because I'm not wearing gloves. It's easier to give food rewards when you're not wearing gloves. It just kind of is what it is. It's part of the job. Now here's where it can get kind of confusing too, because Winnie has worked with Kayla a lot, so she knows Kayla's voice. And there, when she's telling Nico yes, and she wants to run over there because that has been a conditioned response. If I had corrected her at a higher level there, gave her like a punishment level e-collar stem for responding in the way that we purposely taught her to respond, that's going to get confusing, and that's going to make her question everything that she's learned in her time with us. So having a way to communicate instead of punish is important. That doesn't mean that you never have to punish a dog. That doesn't mean you never have to turn the e-collar up. That's just not what we're doing right here with this young dog who's not ready for that. Again, she's not being stubborn or obstinate here. She's just struggling with this exercise. It's my job as a trainer to ensure that she knows what she's supposed to do, demonstrates proficiency in it before there's any big consequence for not doing it. So here's where she tried that little bit of distance away from me, made it even harder, and she decided to gamble and go for it. She did get a couple low-level e-collar stems there. Nothing crazy, just enough to kind of divert her attention back onto me, and then we just get right back in that saddle and keep doing what we're doing.
Good.
Again, she's conflicted. She's trying to pay attention to two things at once. The only way we're going to get her through that is to give her a lot more opportunities. There's another spinning the wrong way. A lot of more opportunities to mess up and see that messing up doesn't work, and often, depending on the scenario and what I feel like the situation warrants, but often will be paired with a low-level e-collar stem as an additional reminder that what you did was the incorrect action. And more importantly, when you feel that e-collar, what are you supposed to do in this context? You were supposed to get back to my left leg and focus on me. But in all reality, when you're doing these sessions, a lot of trainers like to turn these into like a battle, and they get in a fight, in a battle of wills with the dog. It shouldn't be that way. You should be having fun. The dog should be having fun. If you're not, then what's the point? If you'd like to see a follow-up to this, because we're going to be doing a lot more stuff like this with Winnie, if you'd like to kind of see another follow-up to it, drop a comment down there, and we'll make sure that we show you what this turns into once she has had a little bit more practice and experience and what new levels we can take her to. Happy training, guys.